Hi, everyone. B, you look so different. In fact, you look identical to the Love Witch. Did you do a spell to
I did a
make yourself
glamour spell.
a glamour spell to make yourself look like the Love Witch? It is 100% on point.
Thank you.
You look gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Well, first of all, I have to say before we even get started, we're doing, for those of you that are popping in, we're doing Tarot for Kindness. This is our weekly get together where we get together on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. We do readings. Those readings are $10 per card. I do a reading with the tarot. You get an extra bonus from my special guest. And my special guest was supposed to be B today, but Love Witch is pinch hitting and coming in because B couldn't make it. So I didn't know. It was a last minute switch, but Love Witch is always there. I was saying, always filling in, pinch hitting, always 100% showing up, which is so wonderful. And you also do all the behind the scenes, changing the little slides on the side and
Yeah, it's
looking
true. I'm
things
here.
up and getting those comments up on the board and all of it. So you really are a great multitasker. Do you have Gemini in your chart somewhere? Do you know?
Yeah, I
You have
have my moon is in Gemini.
Oh, that's why you're amazing multitasker. Oh, Geminis are great multitaskers.
And
Oh,
then
I love
my
it.
rising sign is Virgo, which is why I really want to be organized. But
I love that. Okay, before we get started, you guys, you can make a donation. You can make your donations on Venmo or PayPal, or if you're on YouTube, you can look at Super Chat, which is the little $ icon at the below the screen. You can see that. But while you guys are, and then you put in how much you donated, what your question is, and you can put all of that in the bottom, where you donated, how much you donated, and what your question is. We'll go into the comments, we'll pop that up, and then I'll do a reading for you. You'll get an extra card from the Love Witch. Do you have your cards that you're going to be working with, or what are
I
you
actually
working with?
have my charm bag here, so I'll do a mini charm reading for everyone. I got
Oh,
inspired because last week I was using some charms and a spell, and I have this like really big bag of like dud charms that I don't use. That I just got like this giant mixed bag, and there were a bunch that were like Christian imagery or just like weird or didn't make sense for reading, so I just kind of discarded them. But I was going through it to see what I could find, and I found this little guy. I don't know if you can tell what it is. But it's totally the Fool from the tarot,
oh my
and that's like probably
gosh.
my favorite card. So I got inspired, and I threw this in my charm bag, and I thought I'll pull a charm for everybody who gets a
Oh, I
reading
love
tonight.
that. I love that. So you're going to
Maybe
get a
you'll be
little
part of the Fool.
bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Um, I want to talk to you though about something else while everybody's getting their thing. This is so unrelated, you guys, but I haven't had a chance to talk to the Love Witch. I saw that. Remember, so for the Love Witch for your birthday or for Christmas, I sent you the genie lamp,
Mm-hmm.
Magic Mixies. Which was it,
Yeah.
birthday or Christmas? I don't
For
remember.
Christmas.
Okay. So so understanding this is like a kid's toy that's like a genie lamp. It's pretty big, a genie
I
lamp that
have
you
it. I
can
mean,
rub, that you can rub, and then all these magical things happen. You get a ring and then a jewel, and then smoke comes out, and then this magical, oh my gosh, it's so big.
it's huge, right?
Oh my gosh.
I keep it
So
nearby at all times.
well, both of us have this obsession with genie lamps and a lens lamp, so we love them. But did you know they have a cauldron now? Did you know
No,
that? There's
no,
a
I did not know
cauldron
that.
now.
I know what you're
I'm
getting
like,
for your birthday.
it's a cauldron, and then one of the magic mixie genie creature stuffed animals pops out of the cauldron. But you add all these
Oh,
things
that's
to the
so
cauldron.
cool.
So I mean, it's just like they're making toys that I, as a child, would have gone bananas
I
for.
was
I
about to
mean,
say, where was this when I was a kid too?
so
They
cute.
needed
So
people like us to grow up and make them. That's why.
exactly. So you guys that are out there, and if you have little kids that are magical kids, check out the Magic Mixies toys, because they have all these super magical toys, and they just look completely enchanting. And I found out you can also buy a refill kit for your little smoke. I guess
I saw that too. Yeah.
the
And I
smoke
got
that comes
scared
out.
because Pamita sent me this, and I had no context for it. I'd never heard of it before. I didn't know what it was gonna do. And at one point, it just starts pouring out smoke. I was like, "Oh, did I do something wrong? Is it on fire? Is it gonna explode?" It was really, really magical. So yeah, definitely get
Oh
one.
my God. If you have a kid in your life or you're a kid at heart, like the Love Witch and I are, you got to check out the Magic Mixies. I found mine on Amazon. They're all over. I think maybe toy stores have them too. I don't know. I don't go to toy stores. So are there toy stores anymore? I don't think so. No more Toys R Us
I
even. Oh
don't
my
know.
gosh. But anyway, they're super cute and you can find them online. So I just had to share with you that they have a cauldron.
That's so cool. I want that.
Alrighty. So, are there any people that are in it to win it with the reading today so
It
far?
doesn't look like we have anyone yet. So here's the
Okay.
QR code for Venmo, and the link to PayPal is in the chat. So you can click that if you want to use PayPal or use that super chat option. We also have a flash sale that we can talk about in the meantime. You can
Oh
get
yeah.
15% off all of our books with code Bookworm, which is at the bottom of the screen right now.
Great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So this code, it's a flash sale. It will be available for the next 2 days, today and 2 more days, right?
That's
So
right.
it'll be available till Tuesday, and you can use that code Bookworm and get 15% off all the books at the Parlor of Wonders, including ones that are signed by me, including the Love Witches books, journals, and spell book. You have a spell journal and a gratitude journal. Is it a spell journal? Grimoire? What do we call it?
Yeah, it's a spell planner.
Spell Planner, which are amazing books. Like, oh my gosh, you guys, the Love Witch made these absolutely gorgeous. First of all, they're gorgeous, the artwork on
Thank
them.
you.
But they're so useful for like writing down your spells. If you are a person that does a great spell, creates your own spell, but you do it and then you don't write it down, and then you're like, I did this great spell, now I want to do it again. This is the place where you can record those spells so you can go back. How did they work? How long did they take to work? And so on. So that you can remember them, right? So this is like such a handy grimoire for recording your spell work. Really, really good. It gets you to think, and it also is super easy. All you do is jot down the stuff that is, in the space so that you can remember it. The gratitude journal is also super great because it isn't labor intensive, right? You just have like a
Yeah.
half dozen or so, right? Half
Yeah, I
dozen.
have like 3 lines for things you're grateful for, and then 3 lines for things you're calling in. And then on the opposite page, there's like an exercise or a space to journal each day. But nothing that's gonna like take hours. Just really fun little things to help get your mind thinking in a better way, to get you thinking about the things you're grateful for, the things you're surrounded by, the people you're surrounded by. Both of these books, I'm always like drawn to things that were made because the person who made them needed it, and I felt like I needed both of these things. I had so many like little post-its around my house where I was planning out spells for myself or for clients, and then I'm constantly like searching for a post-it to figure out what oil I use. So that planner has been a real like savior for me, just in getting more organized and keeping track of like all the magic that I'm making. And the gratitude journal is also like something that I've gratitude journaled in this same way because you taught it to me for so long. But I've just done it in like tiny little notebooks or whatever. And I'm always like, I need to buy a new notebook, but I haven't yet. So that's like the thing that's holding me back. So now I don't have that excuse. So I'm
Yeah.
gratitude journaling every day again. And
That's
it's
so
really fun.
wonderful. It's so wonderful. They're really, really wonderful. And those will be on sale. Those are on sale with this code. I mean,
Mhm.
it's not a public sale, it's for you guys. This is like your secret sale. Coven members, you're going to have the same things on sale, but you're going to get a 20% discount. And if you are not a member of the Coven, you are missing out on all kinds of cool things, including deeper discounts. You have also, we have like free classes, free readings, um, free Q&As that are specific for the coven once a month. I mean, we've got all kinds of things, benefits, lots and lots of benefits of joining the coven. And you can check it out by going to coven.vip or using that QR code right there. And that will take you over to the Patreon. I would love to see you over there. This is my inner circle. You get so many goodies. You can subscribe and unsubscribe too. If you want to do it for a while and then give it a break and then come back to it, you can do that as well. We always are adding new things. You get to vote on candles. You get exclusive candles that we don't sell to the public, exclusive items that we don't sell to the public. So really the coven is something very special. So I hope you check it out. All right.
Yeah, and Coven members get to use that discount code all week long, so you'll get
Yeah.
extra time to save as well.
They got
Thank you so much,
a bigger
Tiffany.
discount and a longer discount. All right. Tiffany says, I love the gratitude journal. Such a great way to uplift my energy. Wonderful. I love that you love it. It's such a
Me
great
too.
tool. It's such a great tool. I really, really encourage you guys to check it out. And you get a discount on it. So maybe, Tiffany, you want to get your next one at a discount so you don't have to pay full price. It's a good time to do that.
Yeah, or get one for a friend. It makes a great gift, and I know
Exactly.
because that's what everybody got for Christmas.
Yeah, so good. It's so good. All right, so we have a reading for Devon. Devon, thank you so much for your donation, your generous donation. We're doing this to feed seniors in Ukraine. Ukraine is really struggling. People in Ukraine are really struggling. The seniors there are having to choose like horrible choices. Like, do I buy food or do I buy heat? Do I buy food or do I buy the medicine that I need? These are people in their 70s, 80s, and 90s, some of whom are disabled. They can't get out and work. It's not like, get a job or something like that. They have a tiny pension, but their pension doesn't allow them to live comfortably. And so this, Subotin Harbor has this wonderful grassroots organization, just a handful of people. They help about 200 seniors a month. It's amazing. 200 a month. So that's what they are always doing, buying groceries. $40 buys 2 weeks worth of groceries for a senior in Ukraine. Healthy food, good food. Sometimes they buy a little pet food if the person has a pet. I mean, they were able to do all of this. And it's through generous people like you that they're able to do it. So, Devon, you are feeding a whole granny. I love it. A whole granny. It's sometimes there's a site, candles for grannies. And that's what the team at Subotin Harbor call them. They're grannies. They're men and women. It's everybody in there. All right. So what do you want to know, Devon? What would you like? Have a question? Week ahead? What do you need to know? It's usually your question, or is there something else going on? Go ahead and put that into the chat. We'll take a look and see. But thank you guys. Thank you for all your donations, your continued support. I just went to an event yesterday that was a fundraiser for Ukraine. It was a beautiful event. I made so many wonderful new friends. Oh my gosh, amazing, wonderful, artistic, young, creative Ukrainian people that moved here. Many of them moved here, just in the last 2 years during this full-scale invasion. Some have been here a little bit longer, but it was really magical. We made motanki, the Slavic spirit dolls. I did tarot readings with the Flower of the Magic Fern Ukrainian tarot. It was really fun. We had a really great time. I'm looking forward to their next fundraiser. Week ahead. All right, let's look at the week ahead. Thank you, Devon.
I'm so jealous. You had such a fun weekend.
I did have fun. Well, it's because my partner, he's in town only 2 weeks out of the month. And so I had to make sure, well, he didn't go with me to the Ukrainian thing. That was something I was working at. But today we went to that Persian festival. It was so fun. Yeah. Speaking of the Fool card, love it. Let's see who popped up first. Wow, this is a big week for you and a good week for you, Devon. Really good week for you. First card that came up is the Fool card. I love the Fool card. And Devon is a Gemini. So this is great for Gemini energy because it's really being open. I think that one of the things that I think of when I think of the Geminis, they're very optimistic. They're people that and Gemini that's living their best life, Gemini, really leaning into their strengths, is somebody who is playful, fun-loving, chatty, loves to meet new people, sociable. And they're also I think of a little fairy going from flower to flower, right? Checking out all the things, looking at all the things. Geminis needs lots. They're super intelligent. They need lots of stimulation. So they have lots of hobbies, lots of interests, lots of things that they're curious about the world. So the Fool card is really good for a Gemini because it really it speaks to your strengths of like being really open, being very optimistic, trusting in divine providence, right? Everything is going to work out for me. I think that's kind of the energy of the Fool card. You don't know what's up ahead, but you're trusting that it's all going to work out. And having that open energy this week as you step out into the week is like, there's a little piece of artwork that I have. I know, okay, I'm going to preface this by saying, because in my news feed, I get all of the remodeling, redecorating stories for some reason. They're all like, word art is out, man. It's super old. It's, it dates your house. I mean, there's all these judgy things that they say, right? But I have this one painting that I love, and it says, wake up every morning with the thought that something wonderful is going to happen.
I
That's the
love
full
that.
energy, right? Even though it's word art, I'm not going to take it down. It's cute word art. It looks like a psychedelic hippie thing. It isn't like live, love, laugh script or anything like that. Okay, give me a little credit here, but it really does express this idea that wake up every morning with this optimistic feeling that something wonderful is going to happen, right? The whole day is ahead of you and something magical can happen. Really get into that place where you're open to the magic. And so I would encourage you to do that, Devon, this week with that Fool card showing up. It's just to be open to the magic. Wake up every day this week with the thought, something wonderful is going to happen today. Set the intention. Maybe you even do a little gratitude journal work with the Love Witches gratitude journal or another gratitude journal. But you do that work to really get into the place of really being positive about the day, excited about the day. What adventure awaits me today? That is Fool card energy. Fool card is youthful, it's optimistic, it's hopeful, it's trusting, and it's like that openness can really serve you. If you get into that place of like, what's the adventure of the day? That's your mantra this week. What's the adventure of the day? What adventure am I going to have today? Great. Let's go out and find that adventure. So good. So good. Second one is the Six of Cups. Six of Cups energy, to me, has, of course, this, as all cards do, have a lot of different meanings. But I think you're going to reconnect with an old friend this week. I think there's an element of this card about friends from the past, people from the past. And I think there's going to be somebody that you connect with this week that's really somebody that you love, that really loves you. It's not that you had an argument. This isn't about reconciliation. Nothing here is talking about any kind of reconciling. Oh, Devon says, I love that. I need an adventure. Yeah. I mean, an adventure can be like going to going around the block and seeing something new. I mean, it doesn't have to be wild adventures, but absolutely, that's such Gemini energy. But I think you're going to reconnect, or even if you want to actively take a part in this, is to reconnect with an old friend. This isn't reconciliation work. This isn't that. This is somebody that, you're busy, you've been working, doing your thing, they're busy, and you haven't been communicating as you once did. This is a great sign to get that reconnection, rekindle that reconnection again. So somebody from your past, somebody that somebody that loves you and you love them, and you just haven't spoken to them for a while, reach out to them, give them a call, send them an email, send them a text, send them a funny meme. I mean, do, on social media or whatever, but just reconnect with that old friend would be so fulfilling to the heart this week. Really wonderful thing to do. Also, your magic. Ooh, I love it. High Priestess. You've got 3 of the 4 cards being major arcana cards. This is a really great, expansive week for you. When I see all of those major arcana cards showing up, it means this is like a meaningful week where you're really stepping into something that's potent and powerful. So your third card is the High Priestess. High Priestess is your own personal practice, right? She's got her own, she's doing her own thing, right? She's taking a little bit from here, a little bit from there, but she's really keeping her own counsel. She is the source of her own wisdom. And so I think that this would also be a really wonderful week to practice your favorite kind of magic. What magic do you feel comfortable doing? You know how to do it. It's kind of your favorite, it's your specialty in some way. And to bring that into your practice this week, it could be about any aspect of your life. If it's more friends, if it's bringing in adventure, if it is bringing in prosperity, big dreams, whatever it is that you feel really like is your wheelhouse, like is your specialty, that's where I think you can put some great energy and see some great results this week. I mean, it's really telling you to lean into that, your own wisdom, your own knowledge, what you are confident about, right? In your terms of your types of magic that you do. Last card is Chariot card. Well, speaking of adventure, this would be a great sign for you to take a little road trip, go out and explore. It doesn't have to be going overnight or going far away or flying to Paris or anything like that. Although if you want to fly to Paris, I'm not going to stop you. But this can be like taking, a little road trip to the next town to go to a farmer's market, or going to a cute little area that they have antique stores, or whatever floats your boat, whatever is exciting for you to just get out and to get into new territory. Go somewhere. It doesn't have to be new. I mean, it can be someplace that you like to go, but that you haven't been in a while. So I see a lot of, as I look at all of this, the whole theme for this week, it feels like a lot of very conscious choices of self-care, both in your spiritual practice, in doing things that bring you a lot of joy and happiness, reaching out to a friend, or, getting your friend to call you, using your magic to get you, but reaching out, reconnecting, whatever direction it comes from, treating yourself to like an adventure, getting out into the world. The weather's probably a little bit better. You tell me, you're in New York. Is the snow off the ground yet, Love Witch?
Yeah, I mean, it was a really rainy weekend, but it's much nicer overall.
Oh, good, good. So yeah, so there's no snow on the roads. You don't have to worry about that. And you can actually enjoy a little bit of the spring weather as it's starting to come up. Plants are probably starting to come up a little bit. We're starting to see those signs of spring. And so maybe it's getting out and just seeing some nature. Maybe it's getting out and seeing some blossoming cherry trees or something beautiful. I don't know if the cherry trees are yet. Is it time for cherry blossoms yet?
I don't know, those were by my old apartment, so can't tell you.
So, but you can see daffodils coming up, crocuses coming up, all of those things. Just to be out in the world a little bit more would be so wonderful. Have a little adventure. And it's like, you want an adventure? Let's make little adventures. We can have little adventures. Try that new place for lunch. That's an adventure. That's a little adventure. Look for go to a park that you haven't been to, or that you haven't been to for a while. Go on a little road trip to the next town over, or someplace that is intriguing to you. You live near lots of very cute places. I know where you live, Devon. So you live near lots of little cute places that you can visit. And there may be some wonderful sights to see, adventures to be had, new people to meet. Maybe you can grab that old friend of yours and go on a little adventure. That would be perfect. That would be perfect for all of this. Really, really good. Thank you so much, Devon. Thank you. I appreciate your donation. Seniors in Ukraine appreciate your donation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, next we have Nina. Nina has a one
Oh,
card
I have a
reading.
charm for Devon
Oh,
first.
sorry, I forgot.
No worries.
I'll drink my
I pulled
water
it
and
as you
shut
were
up for a
talking.
second. Thank you.
I pulled this scale charm. So what I'm getting from this is that, I know for me sometimes, and probably for anybody with some Capricorn in their chart, I can beat myself up about like doing things that aren't work. And I can like feel bad if I like take a day to go explore or go on a trip, because I'm like, oh no, I need to be like working on all these things or like getting stuff done. But this little scale is telling me like, these little fun activities bring fun into your life. That's important in order to have balance. And you work really hard, so it's important to take just as much time to rejuvenate and take care of yourself and do things that are fun. Otherwise, you're going to get burned out. So play as much as you can this week and really take it in, and feel really proud of yourself for doing it. Don't beat yourself up at all, because it's a good thing for you.
I think sometimes, really magical things can happen when we put ourselves into the flow of life. And if we're
Mhm.
going to the same job and seeing the same people every day, it isn't magical things can happen there. It's not that they can't, but when we really see them is when we get out into new situations. And Paris is always a good idea. Thank you. I need to take care of me for sure. I need adventures and inspiration. Yeah. Thank you for the direction. You've gotten a prescription now. Oh, I love that. Yeah, yeah. I think this can be really fun. Like maybe it's going to a museum. I mean, whatever floats your boat. It can be anything, but just treat yourself. Like I really wanted to take some time out this Sunday. I should be writing. I've got a book due and I'm gotta get it done, and I'm in grind mode with my book. But I said, my partner's in town. He's leaving tomorrow for another 2 weeks. I go, here's a fun thing. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. We bought some lunch there. It was really delicious, by the way. And there was music and beautiful people and such good heart energy, just like, people celebrating their culture with their people is such a lovely thing to be around. I love that. So, yeah, so I treated both he and I treated ourselves to that. He went home to watch the Oscars, and here I am with you guys. So yeah, to make those little moments, those are the things that you remember, is your adventures. You don't remember, I can tell you this with all confidence, is think about the time when we were in COVID. Like that time, it's just like time didn't even exist. It really compressed. Why? Because we didn't have these activities that are fresh and new and stimulating to create a memory. We were just doing our day to day, every single day, the same thing, head down, and trying to get through this without getting a deadly disease, right? So I reflected at that time, like, why does that time seem like it was so compressed? It didn't really exist. It's because there were no
Mhm.
memories made. All my memories were like freaking out, like worrying if I walk down the street with a person across the street with no mask on, am I going to get it? I mean, those are my memories. Those are not great memories. Those are traumatic memories, right? We didn't have the joyful memories. So to create those joyful memories, it's great. You have to see novelty, and a Gemini loves novelty. So get out and see something new, or revisit something, or go someplace that you've always wanted to go. Reconnect with that friend. I mean, all of that is going to create these beautiful memories, and it will really fill your tank. Really will. So I really encourage it. I'm glad you're listening and taking heed. And next week, come back and tell us how your week was. I would love to hear.
Yeah,
Love
we
to hear.
wanna know. Now we're invested.
Yes, exactly. So now you have accountability. You're going to have to come back next week and tell us. So that's going to make you do it too. All right. Next we have Nina. Nina has a one card reading. Okay. So thank you, Nina. Um, One card. What does my boyfriend Steve need to know about his brother Rick, who is currently not speaking to him? He has some personal addiction issues. I'm guessing the brother has the addiction. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hmm. Interesting. The Hierophant card is the one that comes up. Whatever Rick is experiencing right now, it's teaching him a lesson. It is teaching him a spiritual lesson. So this is actually can be a really good thing because it's like opening the door to some enlightenment for him. Like he's having an experience, um, that experience of being disconnected from his brother may be part of it. Like he may feel, um, he may feel certain way about it or whatever, but the distance and the not speaking is actually a opportunity for spiritual growth and learning. So for Steve, I would say this also applies too, that this is an opportunity to learn. I hope I'm going to make a suggestion. It's not, well, it could actually be part of this card, actually, which is if he is not connected with like a 12-step group like Al-Anon for people who are the loved ones of people who have an addiction, check it out because Al-Anon can be really, really helpful for getting perspective on that relationship and how to detach from the person's behavior, but still love them. So if he's still, in the place where he's trying to control his brother or, well-intentioned advice for his brother or any of these things and feeling the emotional effects of like the brother choosing drugs over his family or, making poor choices, he needs that perspective. And this could be a really great time for diving into that. So if he isn't in a 12-step program, Al-Anon is the one that I'm thinking of. I don't know if there's one for I think Nar-Anon maybe? I don't know. But there's one for addiction, just for addiction of any kind. It will work, addiction is addiction. So this can help him to have the tools to learn to be able to reconnect to his brother, but yet not get caught up in all the drama of the addiction because the addiction not only affects the individual, it affects everybody that individual is in contact with. So Steve, learning the ways to navigate that can be so helpful too. So I think that there could be a really great thing that comes out of this experience of being apart that could help bring the two of them together again in a much better way, in a more elevated way, in a healthier way. So yeah, that's what I see. What do you have, Love Witch?
Yeah, well, my mind went straight to Al-Anon when I saw that card too. So I think that's a really, really good idea. And I think addiction touches so many families and so many relationships, and a lot of people have been through it. So connecting with other people who have, had loved ones who battled with this or battled with it themselves can be really, really, really instrumental in like getting through it. Um, but the charm I pulled is this infinity symbol. And I think this is just a message that about the connection between those brothers is bigger than this and will extend past this. So to just remember that. And even though his actions may not always line up with like who he is at his heart. And even though his addiction may come between him and his family members, that family connection is still really strong. And even if they're not speaking, they're still connected on an energetic level. So just sending love and healing energy and supportive energy during this time when they're not speaking is a really good idea and a really good way to still be part of that process, even if you're not in direct communication.
I love that so much. Yeah, I don't feel like there's a parting of the brothers, but I feel like it's a separation that can offer an opportunity for learning, and
Yeah.
for getting to a better place, really. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
And
could be
I
really
I
good.
mean, just from, like, people I've seen in my life, oftentimes, all of a sudden not having contact with these people that we love is what gets drives people into getting support anyways, right? When, like, they don't have that support system they always have, so they go get some, like, real professional help. So hopefully, um, that is what happens here. I really hope
Yeah,
so.
yeah. My heart goes out to
Oh,
him.
Nina says, "I did a reading for Steve and got that same card twice." So,
Oh,
there you go.
okay. 3 times you got that message. All right. If you would like a reading, I want to say thank you to Nina, thank you to Devon, and we have a reading for Galadriel. If you would like a reading, you can get one. We are doing readings for $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds go to feed seniors in Ukraine who are suffering, not getting food. So $40 feeds a senior for 2 weeks. This is what they buy 2 weeks worth of groceries. It's a really just a wonderful, heartfelt way where you can make a huge difference in one person's life. Every time you make this donation, you're making a difference. And that is wonderful. If you'd like to see who you're helping, you can follow Subotin or follow Yulia, Yulia Subotin. And she will, if you add her on Facebook, she'll give you a thank you. She thanks everybody, but sometimes she does, if you're not following her, she doesn't have a link to thank you, so you won't know. So you can add Yulia on Facebook and then and also if your name is not your real name, so I know who you are, you can put that in your, like Galadriel, you can put that in your thing so we can make sure that you get the credit for making the donation. If you just want to make the donation and don't need the credit, you don't have to. But it's so fun to see the seniors that you help. I mean, they post pictures every day of these seniors with their food, and they're always so grateful and happy. And and have wonderful wisdom to share. And it's just a wonderful thing that we're doing when we do this work. It's like we're not solving all the problems of the world, but we're solving a big problem for an individual. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, you guys. I mean, I, for one, make donations to things where you're like, who's it going to? I don't know, you know, but this, you can really see who it's going to and how much of a difference you're making to bring that joy, that comfort, that not worrying about food, not lack of food. This is big, big, big deal. It's just like a basic need. And you're fulfilling that basic need for somebody who's in a war zone. I think about this like every day, they're dealing. I mean, if you think about like as horrific, I mean, I'm saying this and not in a diminishing way, but in a way to give a reality check. Imagine, imagine Twin Towers happening every single day. The Twin Towers getting destroyed every single day. That's what's happening in Ukraine. Whole cities have been completely destroyed, along with the people in them. Children, thousands and thousands of children have been kidnapped and taken over to Russia and told that their parents don't want them anymore. This is like the stuff that the kids that have been able to get back have come back saying is like, they told me my mother didn't care about me anymore. Can you imagine this horrific? It's like it's beyond inhumane, you know? So there's so many areas of the world that need our love, of course. The situation in Gaza needs our love. The situation in Iran needs our love. But this is what we're focusing on right now is the situation in Ukraine. And this is another place that we can show that love, and your donations do that. Absolutely. Just know, I think it must be so when you're in a situation like that, just knowing that someone across the world that you'll never meet cares enough to make that donation to help you has got to be like having a lifeline, you know?
I mean, I know that some people here probably remember a couple of years ago, my cat got hurt and I had to fundraise in order to keep her alive. And I could feel the love coming from so many people like I've never met, have no idea who they were. But just knowing like people were, and like reaching into their pockets to help me when I was in need, like it felt like unlike anything I've ever experienced. So to get that feeling during such a dark time that just keeps going on and on, like this war has, I know it means so much to these seniors, and like
Yeah.
who needs it more than the elderly, right? And I feel like, especially in America and in today's generation, we don't value old people enough. And so this is one way that you can kind of help to undo that by showing that you care and showing a little bit of love
Yeah.
in a way that's really going to impact them.
Yeah. And then you guys, it all comes back to you, right? This good that you're doing is going to show up in a kindness that a stranger does for you.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you. So thank you guys for doing this. So Galadriel, and if you would like to make a donation and get a card reading, it's $10 per card. 100% of the proceeds, as we mentioned, go to feed seniors in Ukraine. I send all of that money there, including the money that they take out for the whatever the fees for making a donation. They take out a percentage. I just put it back in and I just send the whole amount. I also throw in my own money too, but that's another story. But anyway, so yeah, so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so thank you guys so much for making your donation. So we've got Galadriel, we got Mel, we have Cynthia coming up. If you'd like, and I think we have, is that it? What we got going on? Yeah. Anybody
Yeah, no,
else? Okay. Yeah. Anybody else? You can make that donation on PayPal, Venmo, or on Super Chat if you're on YouTube. All right. So Galadriel. Oh, I know who Galadriel is. Okay. Um, all right. So I've been in a new temp job a month. I'm seeking guidance on keeping everything going well and how to get hired full time. Card for love, dreaming about a crush. So one card for the work and one card for love, dreaming about a crush and feeling him around. What is up? Okay, great. All right, we can take a look at that. Thank you for your donation. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's take a look and see. Interesting. Okay. So the first one with job, it's great. Looks super great. Seven of Pentacles. This is a card that's look shows a gardener. He's looking at his bush that has the little gold coins growing on it. And he's got a hoe in his hand, but he's resting on the hoe. This really has that energy of like giving a little bit of attention to something, kind of tending to it to get to the goal. So I don't think you have to do really much to keep everything going well. Maybe do a little extra thing, here and there. Um, you know, I would even say let them know that you're interested in staying, that you really like working there, that you love this job. I mean, that could be a really great thing. You don't have to say beg them to keep you, but you can say, gosh, I really love working here. I really love working with you. Tell people that, tell people that you're working with, this is great working with you. I love doing this kind of thing. That kind of attitude will make you part of the team, right? Once you're part of the team, they're going to want to keep you, right? So I think of like find honest, authentic things that you can say to the people that you work with about what you enjoy, the work that you enjoy, the people that you enjoy working with. All of that can be great. Yeah, this is really, really good. I think this is a given that you're going to stay because energy of Pentacles is earth energy that's solid, stable, strong, long lasting. This is a beautiful card about growth. I think you're going to stay. They're going to keep you longer than whatever your contract is. So let's groom it a little bit. Let's just do a little bit to kind of nurture that along. You don't have to do anything big, but it can be just those little things that you say, saying yes when they bring you a job, having a positive attitude. All of those things can really add up. It can be just like pulling out a weed, picking off a bug, giving it a little water to your plant. That's all you need to do. Interesting with the crush and feeling him around. 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords energy is like turning the page. So when I see 10 of Swords, when people see 10 of Swords in a reading, they're always like, ugh, gross, yuck, terrible, blah, horrible. But I look at it as something that's actually rather neutral. If you've been going through a hard time with something, it's like turning the page to a new blank page that you can start a new chapter. There's definitely like ending and beginning energy. So if the energy between you and your crush was in some way not the ideal, not what you wanted, this is an opportunity to have a new fresh start in some way. So it may be that that whatever was going on before for that person isn't going on anymore, good or bad. Maybe they were in a relationship when you had a crush on them. Now they're not in that relationship anymore. Maybe they're ready to approach a relationship with you when they weren't in the past. So I don't think of this being a bad card. It's just saying there's an ending of something and a beginning of something new. And so you can put that intention toward what you'd like that to be. So I like that. All right. What do you have, Love Witch?
I'm feeling really good about both situations. I pulled this little trophy. So I think that's a super positive sign about getting the things you want and being super successful at them. So yeah, I think it's definitely a given that this job is going to extend past that initial contract and that they're going to want to keep you around in whatever capacity they can. I know in the past when I've temped, I've just like always worked really hard to, like you were saying, like be a really positive presence in the office, be super smiling, and like be somebody that lifts people's day up a little bit, even if it's just from my desk without saying anything to them, sending positive energy out to people around me. Pick up on it. Even if they're not magical people, they can feel that. And I know you, so I know that you're very capable of that. So be doing those things. Another thing that I found like very practically to be good when I was temping is I would always let my supervisor know when I was done with an assignment early, because most people won't do that. They're just going to take the opportunity to not do any work until it's due, and then they're going to turn it in. But somebody who takes the initiative and says, okay, I finished that. I did a really good job with it. What else do you need me to do? When I did that, all of a sudden I was working 3 temps jobs within a couple of months, and then I was working full time with the company shortly after that. So you got this. You got all of this. So just keep your eye on the prize.
Love that. Love that. What does Simone think about it? I heard her chiming in.
You heard a different cat. Simone is asleep.
Oh, is
Yeah.
Sammy?
You
What
heard
does Sammy
Bee's
think
cat.
about
Fami is asleep too. But yeah, you heard Bee's
Oh,
cat. And otherwise, I would open the door, but he doesn't want to come in here. He wants to go into the door.
he's just chiming in with his
Yeah,
opinion.
there's so many cats all around at all times.
I love that. Well, that was very thank you so much. Thank you so much, Galadriel. Thank you so much for this. It was really yeah, it's really intriguing what's happening with that crush. Something has shifted big time, big time. Mel is next. Mel, you have thank you. Um, is there going to be Monday night and Thursday meeting? Should organize tomorrow or do other stuff? See any career direction or whatever message? All right, let's see. Let's take a look. All righty. So I'm going to take it as the first one is about the meeting. The second one is or about tomorrow, what you should do. Third one is about career direction, and the fourth one will be the other message. That's how I'm going to do it. Look at all of those. I love it. Especially love that last one. What other message? And the career one too. All right. Meeting energy. I think they're too overwhelmed right now to create any meetings. This is a 10 of wands, and I'm looking at that as their energy. They've got lots of irons on the fire, lots going on. I think they're too overwhelmed to actually create those Monday and Thursday meetings. So I'm looking at no for those meetings, right? We're looking at a no for that. I think there's too much that they have. Whoever runs those meetings is too overwhelmed with stuff right now to have a meeting. So they're just doing their thing and getting their work done. So this week, no meetings this week. Next question, organize tomorrow or do other stuff. All right, here's a question I have for you. There's something, it's sort of dependent on how you feel about organizing because we have 3 of swords. If something is bothering you, if that's the thing you should work on, the thing that's really bugging you, maybe even the thing that you're avoiding. So like from me, organizing is this, but for you, organizing may not be this. Like, I don't know. Some people love to clean, they'll to organize, they love to put things away, and that's really fun for them. And they actually enjoy doing that. So it's the most painful thing that you should be doing tomorrow. I'm not saying painful, but like for me, organizing is like, oh, it's really hard. I get bored easily. I get distracted easily. It's hard for me to focus and do it. Right. So for me, this would be like, yeah, you got to organize. For you, Mel, it's the thing that is creating the most pain for you. Like organizing is creates pain for me. Right. So it's the thing that you've been putting off. In other words, not like it's physical pain or even a sadness or anything like that. But it's like, what is the thing you've been putting off because you don't want to do it? That's the thing you should be doing tomorrow. So it could be paying bills. It could be cleaning the house. It could be, doing your taxes. I don't know. So whatever is the most painful, that's the thing you have to do tomorrow. The thing that I'll do it later. I'll do it later. So if organizing is that for you, like it is for me, then yes, organize. This is the thing you need to focus on. I don't think it's going to be a painful experience. It's the anticipation, right? Right? Isn't that the way it is? Like, oh, I got to balance my checkbook. Oh, I hate balancing my checkbook. I got to balance my checkbook. And then when you sit, put some music on, burn a little incense, and, maybe talk, I don't know if you can talk to a friend while you're balancing your checkbook or whatever, and do that task. So the task that you have been putting off is the task to do tomorrow. All right. Career direction. This is really interesting. Yeah, Page of Cups energy is coming up. Page of Cups, I always think of Page of Cups as being like intuitive and psychic and also a healer too. When we think about Cups energy is very healing energy. So I think there's something for you in terms of career that you could bring your spiritual life to the forefront. You could be healing people. You could be doing some kind of psychic healing work. I think some of the best massages that I have ever gotten when I go to a massage therapist have been from people who are psychic people because they get like they're putting energy. Reiki could also be a thing here, so healing modalities, but that have like a spiritual component to them would be really, really good. This is a really good thing for you.
Can I share
Now,
something right now?
yeah, what?
Related to this, just because I've done sessions with Mel before, so I know a little bit about her, and she knew the exact location of some pain that I was having while we were talking on the phone. So she's definitely got an intuitive sense about healing and about people's bodies from far away. So I know that this is right for her, and I've been thinking too, like, you need to go toward this. So yes.
Wonderful. I mean, this is your confirmation. I didn't know about any of that. So all I know is what we've talked about in our sessions here on Tarot for Kindness. That's it, right? You don't want to go to the meetings that I know, right? So, but here's the thing that's saying to you, like you've got a gift, you've got a real gift. I mean, this is like such a sweet thing. Another aspect of this can be too is like I often think of Page of Cups as being a pet psychic, right? Like it doesn't even have to be with humans. If you're like, ugh, people, I'm over it. It can be working with pets and being a healer for pets. And so, it could be with animals, it could be with people, whatever you want it to be, or whatever direction. But you definitely have this gift that deserves developing. When we look at a page energy, it's like being at the beginning of a journey. It's not that you're a beginner, but it's like the journey is at the beginning, right? You could be, fully prepared to hike Mount Everest because you've been training, you've hiked other mountains, but you're at the beginning of that journey of hiking Mount Everest. So the same thing here is that you're at the beginning of this journey of doing this healing work and has a spiritual element to it. You haven't delved into it, you haven't gone into it, but I don't think by any means you are a beginner. The reason for that is look at the card that comes up next is the High Priestess. The High Priestess is great wisdom. So it's like you have all of the skills ready to go. It's channeling those skills into something that is the career path. So I think you've been developing your spiritual life, which is that other message, but you have not channeled it into your career. I guess yoga instructor, you're doing spiritual work and helping people heal their bodies that way. So I mean, there is a crossover in some way, but I feel like this isn't yoga because this is a new path, right? It is something that you have not mastered and you have the ability to go down. So, my gosh, it could be anything. It could be, going to acupuncture school. It could be going to learn to be a massage therapist. It could be a Reiki, getting your Reiki 1 and 2. It could be doing anything. I mean, there's so many modalities for healing, sound therapy, crystal therapy. I mean, it can be doing any kind of therapy that you feel, that you feel attracted to, drawn to. But you have great wisdom to share. You're not a beginner. That's what I'm seeing here. You're not a beginner. So your spiritual path is strong. Let's apply that spiritual path into our career in ways that feel good to you, right? In ways that feel good to you. So if yoga instruction is not floating your boat now, do something different. Maybe you can do both. You can do both for a time. A yoga instructor usually isn't in the studio 8 hours a day, right? They do their class a couple hours a day, and they have other time to work on other things. This could be a great time for you to work on those other things. So, yeah. What did you get, Love Witch?
I pulled this great little castle charm.
Hmm.
So for me, this is about making your home your castle and seeing it as a castle and a place that's really decadent and luxurious and that others want, and treating it like that. And the more we see it like that, the more it becomes that. I think knowing also that you're a water sign, a sense of home is really important to you, and that sense of stability and groundedness is like everything for us, right? So put a lot of care into your home this week. And I think this is a message about that organization. Yeah, it's a good time to do it, get things in order. And also, I think it's a message to start treating yourself like a queen. So if you've been beating yourself up, or if you've been just feeling like you're in the dregs of it, or like you're serving other people, stop. find a way to flip that around. And even if you can only flip it around for part of your day, really focus on that part of your day and revel in it and try and keep extending it more and more until you transform your life and you're a queen all day long, because you already are and you deserve to feel like it all day long.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's good. I mean, really being, I think that there's that wonderful aspect of like, how do we maintain our energy, especially as water signs? Because we flow, right? We give so much of
Mhm.
ourselves, right? That's a water sign quality all the way that we have to like have a container of some kind, right? So the container can come from other aspects of our chart for sure. For me, Taurus, you Capricorn, that clay quality of the pot, I think of that being there. That can hold some of that in. But that also requires us to reflect on like, are we just depleting ourselves by giving all the time and not taking care of ourselves? So what is bringing a little self-care into that, I think, is not a bad idea.
Yeah, I'm always picturing on my own personal journey with this, the Ace of Cups, because I used to be a person who would like pour out from my cup for a lot of other people who weren't necessarily replenishing my own. And so now I'm only giving when my cup is overflowing. And if it doesn't look like that cup in the Ace of Cups, closed for business. Like go somewhere else. Or I can give you some tips on how to fill your cup up, but I can't do it for you. Not at this time. Check back
Yeah.
later. So
Yeah,
just check in with the status of your cup and see if it's overflowing, then great, we can share. If it's depleted, we need to take some time and fill it back up.
absolutely.
Um,
Okay, I have a
so
question, a decor question. Do you have a pink light in your room?
yeah, I have a pink light behind me. Do you know why? It's because I've always wanted my room to look like the inside of the genie bottle from I Dream of Jeannie. And I don't want to paint here because I don't plan to be in this apartment for very long. So this is as close as I can
Yeah, that is
get.
amazing. Oh my gosh,
Thank
that's
you.
amazing. I love it so much. When you come out to California again, I'm gonna have to take you to the Madonna Inn. Do you know
Oh my
about the
gosh,
Madonna
yes.
Inn?
Of course I do.
So much pink cake, and it's all like that Hollywood Regency, like 60s, 70s, like curly Q, pink over the top. Oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, I want
And
to
when
go there
and
so bad.
and then at Christmas time, oh my God, it's like, this family, the Madonna family, they there's all kinds of dolls around and decorations everywhere, just over the top. It's amazing. Yeah. Oh, Uncle Adriel says that was a brilliant reading and fantastic advice, right in line with how I've been feeling about Crush, and I was able to get out to contracts Friday earlier than expected. Wonderful, wonderful. Both have given me such great guidance on my career
Oh,
and love life the past few years. Love you both so much. We love you. Oh
yes,
my
we
gosh, we love
do.
you.
It's so
Yes.
fun, watching people bloom and, like, watching people's career journeys take off and, like,
Yeah.
getting, updates from people, so I really love working with everybody that I know here tonight, so and
Oh,
all of my
Mel's
favorite Scorpios are here tonight too.
yes. Beautiful, charm, fabulous. Thank you both. All here, and all here, love and light. Love that. Um, the other thing I was gonna say was, oh crap, it went out of my head. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. When I do readings, like different readers have different styles for sure. And I think I could say for every reader at the Parlor of Wonders, this is at least part of their practice for sure. But my practice really tends to be success oriented readings. Like it's not a reading like this is your destiny, this is what's going to happen. It's a reading to help you reach your goals, find your good life, find your best life. That's why I teach magic. That's why I do what is part of my readings. It's like to help you get to your best life, right? That's it. So the tarot is the roadmap. The spells are like the gasoline in the engine. You just get to drive the car, right, to get there. So good.
Yeah. I was talking to someone recently about how I love helping my clients set goals and, like, achieve those goals and figure out the best way to achieve those goals, and she was like, "Oh, I thought you were a tarot reader." I'm like, yeah, that can all be part of that. It doesn't just have to be about predicting the future. Like I can do all kinds of stuff with tarot cards.
Well, this is the great analogy, which is like when we have Waze and Google Maps and all of these things when we're driving, for people that drive, you look at it predicts, right? Oh, you're
Mhm.
gonna if it's like if you want, it'll take you 50 minutes to get here, and this is the fastest route. And if you go that route, it's gonna take you 60 minutes. So you have the free will. If I like sometimes when I'm driving home from work, I have two routes that are like my main routes. Actually, there's three. One they send me on if there's some kind of crazy, you know, accident on the freeway. They send me this weird roundabout way. But there's two main routes that they send me. One is the fastest one, and it's like driving down these ugly streets, get on the freeway, get off the freeway, drive home, right? Okay, fine. There's another route that takes me up over the mountains into Topanga, down to the ocean, look at the beautiful Pacific Ocean. And sometimes that takes like 5 or maybe even 10 minutes longer. It's not much longer. And some days it'll send me on the freeway, ugly freeway route, and I'll go, no, you know what? I want to see the ocean today. I want to check out the hippies in Topanga. I want to have like some pretty scenery as I drive. And so I might take the longer route. It's my choice to take either one, right? That's what is for me. Do I just want to get home as fast as possible, or do I want to have a scenic, pretty route on my way home? My choice. Same thing with a tarot reading. Nothing is written in stone because we have free will. My belief is anybody tells you that this thing will happen and there's no escaping it is saying to you that you have no free will. That's cuckoo. That's cuckoo. That doesn't even make any sense to me, right? So now there may be strong streams toward a certain destiny, right? If we see somebody that's really screwing up their life, we can see where it's going, right? And we see someone that's really working hard, we can also see where they're headed, right? Someone who's really focused and talented and doing so those things look like a destiny because there's such strong streams. But even the person that's screwing up in their life and making horrible decisions can make a U-turn, right? And we've seen that happen where people get the help that they need, they make good, positive, healthy changes, and they turn things around. So I believe in the human spirit, and I believe that we have free will. And if we are going down a path that is leading not to something that we want, we can always turn it around. It may take effort, it may take lots of will, it may be changing old habits, but we can do it. We can do it, right? So yeah, so I believe in that human spirit. So that's why when we do a reading, we're looking at the possibilities for you, but it's showing you the map. You got to take the road. So if you want to take that scenic route, you take that scenic route. If you want the fast route, take the fast route, but we'll show you the path. That's what tarot will show you. And we'll show you the route to get there. What do you need to focus on? Where do you need to put your energy? What do you need to avoid? What do you need to take up opportunities that you need to take up? And so on. So, yeah, wonderful. You agree, Love Witch?
I agree.
I'm waiting for you to say, no, I disagree. That's Morgan, my kid. He would say, no, I disagree. just to
So
be,
just a
just to,
contrarian.
yeah, exactly. Just to be a brat. He would still, then he'd say, no, I agree. All right. So our next one is Cynthia. Cynthia. And if you'd like a reading, you can make a donation on Venmo or PayPal or on Super Chat. Either Super Chat's a little, if you're on YouTube, it's a little button below that looks like a dollar sign or dollar, not dollar sign, dollar bill. 2-card reading for the week ahead, an insight with a dream, seeing a snake turn into a cat upon discovery under a blanket. The cat gently walked away without any drama. I was with friends in the dream. Oh, I love that. I love that. I think when we see dream interpretation, what's always good, especially with something like snake or cat, what are your feelings about those animals? So, Cynthia, drop it in. How do you feel about snakes and how do you feel about cats in real life? What do you think of them? So that will tell us a lot about what that means as well, because this is your dream. So, all right. So let's see, and we'll give you that insight into the dream as well, just as a bonus. I'm not going to make that part of the reading. I'm going to look at your week ahead, and then we'll interpret your dream too. Why not? We're here for fun. Okay, I love it. Week ahead. Seven of Cups is the first card. Lots of opportunities presenting themselves to you. These can be opportunities for friendships, love, job situations, career stuff, just any kind of opportunities showing up where you have to make a decision. This is a decision card. So there's going to be things, I mean, these things may already be in your in your view, but you have not yet made the decision on them. So if you already know, yeah, I got a decision to make, do I do this one or that one? Do I go here or do I go there? Do I do this or do I do that? That's what this is about. So Seven of Cups is a card, one of the decision-making cards. The other big decision-making card is Two of Swords. These two cards have two different approaches. Two of Swords, which we're not seeing here in this reading, is about logic, using logic to make the decision, rational mind, pros and cons list, making the decision from that angle. Seven of Cups, on the other hand, is making a decision intuitively. What does your heart say? I see this little clue in this card that always seems to catch my eye, most readings, not all readings, but this little clue. We see the veiled figure with the aura around it, right? No other object here has an aura around it. No, not anyone. Well, kind of a little ray sparkling on the thing, but not like this, right? This is like an aura. So choose your choice the way you choose a lover, right? When you choose a lover, you don't go logically. Hopefully, you don't go logically. You might logic might come into it for sure, but you don't sit there go, okay, that person has a good job. They are they got a house, they do this, they do that. Da, da, da. We aren't choosing those things. We choose because that person shines for us like beautiful gold, right? They shine for us. And that's what our heart tells us to do. Our heart tells us to go to that person. We're not, hopefully, you're not calculating, going like, that person could give me a free ride. That's not a good way to choose a partner, right? Not the best way to choose a partner. So, Seven of Cups is telling you choose your path. When you come with this decision making process, choose the one that makes your heart sing. Choose the one that shines for you like no other path, right? Choose the one that's like, gosh, I really want to do that. Brings me so much joy. It makes me so happy to think about it. That's how you should be choosing with your emotions, with your gut, and with your heart. That's the best choice. Your heart is going to not lead you astray in this one. So when you look at those choices, choose with your heart. Second card for this week ahead is Page of Swords. Page of Swords is someone in your environment who is young, savvy, techie, super smart, really on top of it, but may need your guidance for how to channel that intelligence. How do I channel all this enthusiasm? How do I channel all these great ideas? You have wisdom to guide this person, right? I think there's a wonderful synergy that's happening here. You have the wisdom, they have the enthusiasm, they have techie knowledge, they have new ideas, fresh ideas, but they may not have the experience to know what will work and what doesn't work. I think of like things like, um, like I've been in this business a long time, and then someone comes up with a new idea. I want to do, I don't know, tarot readings from a megaphone off of a top of a building. And I'm like, will that really work? Not that I want to shoot down their great idea. I've never had anyone say that, by the way, just think of something kind of preposterous, right? So I would be like, oh, well, I would look at it from the perspective, all right, if you're going to do tarot readings from the top of the building, how are you going to know what the people are asking? How are you going to, if there's an exchange of some time, how is that going to happen? So I think of like things that you have experience in that you can offer great advice to this young person, but the young person can come up with some new ideas for you, new ways of looking at things, new, fresh information. I love young people around me, love, which is one of them. My kids, the people, young people like are like, oh, you just do this bippity boppity boo. I'm like, oh, I never knew that before. That's awesome. Let's do that. So I think this combination of you and this person who has a young spirit. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're young, but they have a young spirit. They're fully hooked into like the technology. They have great intelligence, great ideas. How can you work together? You can offer your experience, they can offer their enthusiasm and novelty of their ideas, and together you can make something really amazing. So, yeah, I love that. Wonderful. All right. So, how do you feel, Cynthia, about cats and snakes? I want to know.
Here's a response that she posted. I dropped the charm I pulled, so I'm trying to find
Oh. uh,
it.
and so, in your culture, snakes and cats are evil witches. Both are evil witches. They can be shapeshifters. I mean, we can see, of course, that I would say I'm a cat lover, so it's hard for me to look at cats as evil. They can be bratty for sure, but I don't think of them as I think of them as being powerful. Same thing with snakes, actually. I've used to have a snake when I was younger, and I saw snakes are very. I'll share a different viewpoint about both cats and snakes. All right, and then you can take it. If you see a question I have for you is a preference. If you were confronted with a snake or a cat, would you be afraid of both of them equally? I think for most people, they're more afraid of snakes than of cats, right? Most people. I don't know about you, Cynthia, you tell me. But if, there's some people that don't like cats, have allergies, and they're just not attracted to cats or think cats are kind of have an attitude and they're not into it. That's all right, too. But I think of like cats being very highly intuitive. Like if a witch is a cat or somebody, they're going to be somebody who's really in tune and tuned into like what's going on around them. So it can represent your intuition coming to the forefront. Snake energy for many cultures and many people is can be seen as negative, but there are cultures that see snakes as positive. Slavic culture is one of those. We actually feed the snakes that are hanging around the barn because the snakes eat the rodents that eat the grain. Oh, okay. You be afraid of both, Cynthia? Both. Snakes and cats equally or more afraid of snakes? That's what I want to know. So as I look at snakes are under lower world, like the lower world energy. If we look at that concept of like the upper world being like where the gods and goddesses lived and spirits live, middle world is where we live, and lower world is where animal spirits live. The lower world is the realm of people who have passed on, the spirits who passed on. Our ancestors can be in the lower realm. So when we look at the lower realm, I love going into the lower realm, not because it's scary, dark, dangerous, horrible, torturous, or any of those things that, Christianity has brought to us. But the idea that the lower world is this kind of mystical, magical nature place where it's where my teachers are, it's where my spirit animals are. Oh, okay. So both. So I look at those animals as being positive. From your culture, they're negative. So we see a shape-shifting snake turn into a cat, and the cat leaves with no drama. All right. Now I can latch onto this and tell you what this means. Snake energy was probably something, let's say, trickier or more invisible, turned into something more visible, a cat. But the cat left with no drama. So I have a feeling that whatever you're working on right now, if you did like the evil eye spell or any kind of banishing work or clearing or cleansing work is working. Whoever was being sneaky under the radar and now is apparent to you and has left the building. They've left, no drama. You and your friends are fine. So that's how I would interpret that dream for you. For me, I'd be like, oh my gosh, it's a cat. It's amazing. But for you, it's like, yes, it has these associations with magical practitioners and not so nice magical practitioners. The cat left with no drama. You got rid of it. Both the snake and the cat you got rid of. So the sneaky person that you didn't know was doing magic, around something, gone, because you probably can see who they are. You probably know who they are, because that cat is about being more visible, being more seen, and the cat left with no drama. You got rid of it, whatever negativity, you got rid of it. So I don't know if you've been doing any spells to, reverse negativity, banish negativity, cleanse, clear, anything like that. But that would be a sign to me that whatever you're doing is working. Or they may have left on their own accord if you're not doing, they've moved on, in other words. So
Yeah, I feel like the presence of your friends in the dreams too means that like your friends are here to support you when there are things that scare you or when things get thrown in your path. Because of the support that you have around you, you move through them gracefully and there's no big drama or big explosion, right? So I think it's a very positive dream. And I think also whenever I notice transformation in a dream, I start to think about, okay, what do I need to transform in my life? Do I need to transform my thinking about something? Do I need to transform the way I'm approaching something? So maybe see if there's some element in your life that needs a little bit of transformation, and throw it under a blanket and give it a little time to cook, I guess.
yeah.
The original charm I pulled was a wishbone, and then I dropped it and I can't find it. And so I'll tell you my thoughts about this wishbone is like, be going after the things that you're wishing for right now, is what I was going to say. I don't know if you know about wishbones, but it's a bone from an animal. I think, is it just from a turkey or a chicken?
Chicken,
Yeah.
turkey, any poultry has a wishbone. Yeah.
Yeah. And two people pull it, and the person who gets the bigger half wins, and like their wish is going to come true. So I think in competitive situations, this is suggesting that you have an edge. So if you're wishing for something that is hard to get, this says you got it. So keep going after it. But it could also say that, like, there's other people who want these things too. So stay on your toes and keep after it, and don't give up on it just because the odds look good. Keep working toward it. But then I pulled a second charm since I dropped that one, and I got this anchor. And this anchor, I think, is about just like allowing yourself to stay anchored and stable and feeling secure whenever you get freaked out, right? So like when you have a bad dream, for me, I know when I wake up from a bad dream, I like to look around my room and remind myself of all the things that I have that make me feel safe, all the magical items around me and all the things protecting me. So doing that whenever you start to feel a little freaked out or afraid about anything, just look around and find the things that anchor you. Cynthia asked if dropping that charm is bad luck, though, and no, it's just me being clumsy, so you don't have to worry about that. And I think too, it's like now it's out there, right? So be on the lookout for really lucky things at your feet, just like I need to be for the next few days before my cat eats that wishbone. Only then will it become bad luck if I have to pull it out of somebody's mouth.
Yeah, it'll turn out. No, I mean, absolutely, for sure.
Yeah, you seem
I mean, I
dependable
think
like
that there's like, maybe even like, if I were going to interpret that, it's like the wish may not be apparent to you, or it may even be hidden from you, or you may not see the way to get the wish, but not to abandon the wish and to keep working on it.
Yeah,
That
keep
could be a
searching for
way.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Cynthia. Hey, Nina has a 1-card reading. And if you would like a reading, Nina's our last one on the list. If you would like a reading, get your donation in now. Those donations are going to feed seniors in Ukraine who have no food, great food insecurity. We talk many times about this. Oftentimes the team from Subotin Harbor goes in and there's not one crumb in the house, and they're delivering the only food those people have. I mean, that's how severe it is. So you're doing such a good deed, you guys. And I'm so grateful to you because you're making a huge difference, and you should feel good about that, Plus, you're getting a little reading, so you're getting something for it, which is good. Also want to remind everybody, we have a flash sale going on, 15% off all books at the Parlor of Wonders. Just go to Parlor of Wonders, go to shop, find books, and you'll find those. Everything in the books category is 15% off. You use the code bookworm. It's only for today, tomorrow, and Tuesday, and then it goes away. Those of you in the Coven, however, you get 20% off. You have your own special code. So if you are in the Coven, go to the Coven page, you'll see your code, and that is good for the whole week. Your coupon lasts longer. It's a little bit bigger bump in the discount. And so you can get those books at a good hefty discount. And so Lots of great books, including books that I have made, Love Witch has made, and all kinds of books by great authors. They're there. So take advantage of this now. And also want to remind everybody that our Good Luck Spell Kit is only available until the 17th. This is the deluxe limited edition Good Luck Magic Kit. It comes with 10 items, 7 of which are shown, 3 of which are surprises, cool surprises. And then we have 2 exclusives in here. The Good Luck Sachet and the Good Luck Crystal Bath Crystals are exclusives. They're available nowhere else, just in this kit. And the kit comes with a handy cheat sheet that will tell you how to do these, add these all to your spell work, some suggestions on how to use these with your spell work. You don't have to do it. You can do it your own way, of course. But if you're like, I don't know what to do with a sachet powder, or I don't know how to set a candle for good luck, what should I do? The directions are there. Plus links to guides that are going to be helpful for learning even more in depth about some of these products. So you've got lots of support as you're doing this. Great spell kit. We've been getting great feedback about it. People that have gotten it have been like over the moon, love their little surprises in there. It's a lot of fun. So I hope you guys take advantage of it. It's only available for 1 more week, just available until the 17th, St. Patty's Day, and then it's going to come down. So we're just bringing a little bit of the luck of the Irish to you before St. Patrick's Day. So
And
yeah.
really enough to keep making lucky magic for months to come too, because like,
Oh yeah.
a bottle of good luck oil will last you for months and months. That potion, you can make so many from that. And I have sachet powders that I've been using generously for like years, and there's still so much left in that tin. We really
Yeah.
cram a lot into them, so you definitely
Yeah.
don't want to miss out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little pocket mojo for luck. There's soap that's going to last you. I mean, this is like, and you can do it all at once. You can sort of dole it out over, the coming months. You're really going to have a lot of fun playing with these items, and it's just a very special. We have a couple exclusives in there, as I mentioned. So you definitely want to jump on this one before it goes away on the 17th. We just want to remind you that. Also, want to remind everybody about the Ostara vigil candle kit that comes with oil and herbs that you are going to put on the candle. You're going to dress and bless that candle. This is for spring equinox, which is coming up on the 19th. If you'd like to set intentions for the spring equinox and for the whole season of spring, or at least you can set the intention for the 6 weeks after spring, you can do that with this candle. There's also an optional workshop that you can take, the Ostara workshop, that will teach you all about Ostara, what it's used for, like what it's all about, how you can use the energy of Ostara in your magic, what kind of spells are really good, some spell work, traditions. It's a really eye-opening workshop. It's an on-demand workshop. So once you purchase it, you can take it as many times as you want if you want to review or refresh, and you can take it at your own speed. If you want to binge watch all of the episodes to learn all about it all at once, you can do that. If you just start taking a break at work and have 5 minutes, you can watch each little segment on its own and do it, a little bit at a time. So yeah, it's a good fun class and a good, beautiful, beautiful thing. I loved doing my Imolg candle for Imolg, and now I'm going to be doing this Ostara candle for Ostara. I'm looking forward to it. It's a wonderful way to honor the cycles, the seasons, the turning of the year. Wonderful way to acknowledge that. And you can really attune your magic to the wheel of the year and start doing spells that are about the energy. I think that's a wonderful way to work. So yeah.
And I
All
put the
right.
link to that in the chat in case anybody wants to order it.
Great.
And there's limited time left on that one too.
Yeah, that one's only available until the 19th. And then we have our Beltane candle coming out, which
We've
is
got
awesome.
one last limited edition thing we have to promote
Oh
before
yeah,
we
forgot
move
about this.
on.
The double dip spring egg candles. This is good until the end of the month, right? We're doing this until the end of the month. This is like something we're experimenting with, and we'll see if people are into it. If the people aren't into it, we will not do this anymore. But if people are into it, we will continue to do this with other different candles. But what we're doing is custom dipping these candles at your request. So it's a white egg candle that we dip in up to 2 additional colors, right? So here we have 2 examples: pink, white, yellow, yellow, white, pink. But we can dip those candles in 2 additional colors. It can be any of the colors we do: green, purple, blue, brown, black, orange, yellow. Did I say green?
Red.
Red. Oh, pink. Did I say pink? I don't know. Anyway, we can dip in any two color combinations you want. So when you think about color magic, right? Maybe you want to do an egg. Okay, egg represents new beginnings, new fresh starts. The essence of spring is about these new the world is coming alive again, right? So what are your intentions? And many cultures, this is the new year. I just was at a Persian New Year festival, this is about the new year, right? So, what are your New Year intentions? What would you like to manifest for this year? So, if you'd like to manifest abundance, you could do a yellow and a green dipped candle, right? Yellow for luck and prosperity, and green for money and job and work and prosperity coming to you. Great candle to do that. Or maybe you want to have a very peaceful relationship, right? You could have a blue and a pink candle, blue for peace and tranquility or healing, and pink for that romance and love. Maybe you want to have a relationship. This one comes up a lot for me. Pink is for romance, red is for passion. But Madam Pamita, I want both in my relationship. You can have both in your relationship. So you don't have to pick a red candle or a pink candle. You can have one candle that has pink, red, and then that white, which is about blessings. White is about like fresh starts, blessings, all of that good energy. So look at that. Yeah. Victory blessings, says beautiful candles. So we will cut custom. Oh, so the workshop for Spring Blessings, the Ostara workshop, is an on-demand workshop that you can take anytime. You could take it tonight. You can order it tonight. You'll get the link to it, and you can take it at your own speed. It's available now. So you can either buy the workshop, or you can buy the candle, or you can buy both together and save money. If you get both together, it's cheaper than if you bought them individually. So you can just look up Ostara, Ostara, and you can find it there. All right, so back to the candles. You can pick out whatever colors you want for your spell, any color combination, including maybe you want blue, white, blue, or purple, white, purple. We can do that too. So you can pick out two colors, or one color dip twice, and we will custom dip these candles for you. We do not have them pre-made. We will make them for you at your order, and you can designate what two colors you would like. All right. Okay. Thank you for reminding me of those. I forgot all about them. Oh my gosh, so many new things coming up.
Last
Okay,
week I didn't have a QR code for these, so I wanted to show off that I had made it.
oh, that's right. That's right. I remember. You showed off perfectly. It looks so cute. Yeah. So we just did two little ones just to kind of give you an idea, but we can do any colors you want. So if you like this idea of having a custom candle that we make just for you to your specification, it is a couture candle. Let's just call it that, a couture candle that's made just for you. It is not pret-a-porter. It is couture. Haute couture. So for all you fashionistas out there, fashionable candles that are custom made for you, we got you. And it doesn't cost as much as going to Gucci and getting haute couture.
Not at all. Not even close.
Does Vivian Westwood does she have haute couture stuff that you
She
can
has
get?
couture, of course.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let's go.
You're,
Let's get some.
yeah.
Come over, I'll show you some.
Amazing, amazing. All right, so this is our last reading. If you would like a reading, last chance. Nina's getting a one-card reading. This is your last call for readings tonight. If you want to get that reading in, you can donate through PayPal, through Venmo, or through the link in the super chat if you're on YouTube. All right, so Nina, one-card reading. I'm looking for some advice to help my relationship with Mom, who is also a Cancer. Oh my gosh. Poor Nina, you're surrounded by cancers. I say that because I'm a Cancer. I only say that because I'm a Cancer. Yeah, Cancer energy is rough, man. We have a lot of needs, It's hard, it's hard it's not easy being around a Cancer. We've got lots of moods. Like I said in the book, Cancer Witch, don't call us moody. We are moody, but don't call us moody. Because that'll just make us more moody. All right. Can you relate, Nina, with all the cancers in your life? Oh my gosh. I've got a Taurus partner. He's very patient with all my moods. He just knows in 20 minutes it'll all be over and I'll be in a different mood. It's all good.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
used the trick that you taught me for winning over cancers recently, and it worked like a charm.
I love it.
I'd tell you about it, but I don't know if he's watching, so I'll tell you in
Oh.
private.
All right. So here's what I see. Advice to help my relationship with mom, who's also a Cancer. We have Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is a card about being on the same page, is what I would say. So I think what you need to show, like, instead of being in conflict with mom, if there's conflict or you see things different ways, I want you to find with mom the way you see things together, right? This is such a actually a helpful card, right? We're in a situation, right, in the country even. I don't even want to go there. Oh, my dad and all my aunts on both sides are water signs too. Oh, you poor thing. Little fire kid and all this water around. Oh my gosh. You're like, I gotta break free, right? So what I mean, as we look at like what's going on in the country, we have a situation, man, do we ever, where people are really divided. I mean, this is not new news. We all know what's going on, and we don't have to even dive into it to know what's happening. How do we solve a problem? We get not to a place of telling somebody you're wrong, but to find the commonalities, to start there, We have to start there, right? So the same thing with your mom. If there is something where your mom and you are not seeing eye to eye, you're not getting along, there's some kind of, something that's rubbing you the wrong way or rubbing you both the wrong way. What you have to do is find the place where you can get on the same page. What can you agree on? What is it that you both want, right? You both want the same thing. You might have different paths to getting there, and that may be the problem, right? So I'm going to give an example, right? Just a random example. You and mom are arguing about something, and you want there to be peace and for the two of you to get along. And you think the way to get to peace is this. She wants there to be peace and for the two of you to get along, but she thinks the way to get there is this. So go back to the idea of what you want. I want us to get along, right, mom? I want us to not argue anymore. I want us to get along like we used to get along. Listen to what she has to say. And then also, you can also repeat it back to her. So maybe mom is like, you need to spend more time helping me around the house and then we'll get along. And you're like, I don't have time to help you around the house. I've got my own house I got to deal with or whatever. So you can say, oh, okay. So what you want is for me to come over and help you clean because you're getting up there and it's harder for you. Is it harder for you? And then maybe you don't have the time to help her clean. But how about mom? If I contribute to getting a person to come over here and help with the cleaning, and then we can come together and have fun, right? It's not about me coming over and working because I've already got a job and I've already got my own house to clean up, but I can help contribute and pay for somebody to come over. And then we can get together and go out for lunch or have a nice time hanging out and playing games or doing whatever we like to do, watching a TV movie or whatever. So do you see how it's like she's expressing what she needs to get along? You're saying it doesn't work for me. And so instead of arguing about it, you're finding a solution in the middle where she gets what she needs and you get what you need. You're getting what you need, which is to be able to have your own free time and not have to work a second job helping her. She's getting what she needs, which is help around the house. And the two of you can come together and find it. So I think that's really the thing, is to get on the same page. But you have to get to the root of the thing to get on the same page. You might have different solutions, but there could be a third solution that makes you happy and makes her happy. So that's what I'm seeing. I don't know if there's an argument with you guys or what it is, but get on the same page is the answer to it all. All right. She lives long distance. She always calls me when it doesn't work for me. Oh, okay, perfect, right? So you got to get on the same page. Here's what she needs to hear from you. Great. I'm glad I got this detail. Mom, I love talking with you. I love spending time. Let's set up some times that we can talk and I'll be there and I'll be available for you. So rather than her springing it in the middle of your day when you're at work or you're spending time with your boyfriend or you're doing this or that, you've got this sacred time that you're going to talk, right? And you can have it be once a week. It can be once every couple of days, it could be every day, whatever works for the two of you. But this is your sacred time that you're going to sit and Zoom with mom or FaceTime with her or talk to her on the phone so that she feels that connection. But you have to preface it with that. I love talking to you, because she may feel rejected because when she calls you, you're like, Mom, I'm too busy. I can't do it right now. Right. And that can feel to a Cancer like rejection. I'm going to speak as a Cancer. Why? I'm just calling because I love you, and I care about you, and I want to take care of you, and I want to know what's going on in your life and all of those things. And you don't have time for me. It means you don't love me. I mean, that's where her head is at. So preface it by saying, I love talking to you, Mom. It's so much fun, but I feel like I don't get to spend the attention and time with you that you deserve. And so I want to set up times that we can talk where I'll be totally available to you. And then we can talk as much as we want. Now, if she's on the phone and you're bored, you can always, just play with your phone or something. I don't know, do whatever. But you can figure that out. But just setting up that time, so then she'll have the anticipation of knowing she's going to get that time with you. You'll know it's got a start and a finish. We got an hour, from here to here or whatever, and then you can do that. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I think too, like even if you don't set a schedule, if she's the one that's always calling you and it's at a bad time, maybe if you're calling her more frequently, she won't call you as much. So, you can call her at a time that's good for you, and then the next day, in the middle of the day when you're at work, her needs will be less urgent because she spoke to you yesterday. So that's like a really practical thing that might help too. I pulled this charm. I'm blanking on the name of this symbol. This pentacle with two moons on the side of it. Do
It's
you
called
know?
the triple moon. It's called a
Yeah.
triple moon. It says, I don't, it's
Yeah, but what I'm getting from this is take a magical approach to this situation. Knowing that she's a Cancer and there's moons here, maybe don't answer her calls on the full moon. I know that the Cancers in my life can get a little ooh on the full moon. So you're
I
working with
took
someone
that
who is
personally.
controlled by the moon. I've never noticed you to have any odd behavior on the full moon, but you're the only Cancer in my life that I can say that for. And you're usually just too busy on the full moon because you've always got a
Yeah, I like
workshop
that.
or something
Yeah,
going on sale.
exactly.
But she's ruled by the moon, so work with the moon when you're talking to her. So, just looking at what phase the moon is in and then trying to apply that in some way to your relationship with her. So,
Or sign,
the
what sign the moon is in too can
yeah,
also tell you a lot. Yeah.
exactly. Lots of different ways you can, pull in some magical timing from the moon. And I think maybe that'll give you a good like temperature check on where she's at before you ring her up or before you decide if you want to take her call on this day or give her a call back tomorrow instead.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe I'm just reading horoscopes for Cancers really frequently, but I feel like horoscopes tend to be pretty accurate for Cancers too. So maybe read her horoscope before you call her, and don't take it as like written in stone, but get a little guidance from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just take a witchier approach to this, and I think it'll help.
Yeah, I mean, really, I mean, if we get back to that 7 or that 8 of Wands energy, the 8 of Wands is like being on the same page and understanding the other person. Your mom loves you and she wants to talk to you because she wants to keep that connection going. And for her, that keeps the connection when you're far away, right?
Mhm.
And I think, having that connection and knowing that this is done because she loves you, and just letting her know you love her can also do a lot, right?
You
I
you know
love
what
you so.
else I often think about with that 8 of Wands, because those swords are like or wands are flying through the air,
Yeah,
right? I think about mail that's being sent long distance. So maybe putting a card in the mail to her every once in a while just to say that you love her, not for a holiday or for a special occasion, but just to brighten her day. I think that could help your relationship a lot too.
yeah,
Because, Cancers love to know that they're being thought of. That means a lot, right? So give that a try too.
yeah. I love all my kids talking to my kids. Drives them crazy, but it's like Cancers are like the mamas of this of zodiac, no matter if they're male or female, they're the caretakers, right? So they just care about their people. So she's doing it with love. Yeah. She sends me lots of letter. Yeah, it's because she loves you, I don't know if you're the only kid or, she just is really invested in you and, you know, If she has friends, maybe she's lacking some friendship and some, social life, and you're her only social outlet. If that's the case, then that can be something that you can work on too, giving her more of a exciting life that she doesn't have time to talk to you, you know. It's a win-win. She'll get fewer calls and she'll be happy and full of lots of fun and activities and everything. All right, everybody. I think that's it. No more requests. Thank you guys so much for your donations. I want to say shout out again. Nina, Cynthia, Mel, Galadriel, and Devon. Thank you guys so much for your donations. We have a total of 140. That's awesome. That means 3.5. I'll make up the other half. We'll have 4, right? We'll have 4. We'll be helping 4 seniors today. They'll be getting that food today. My computer's about to die too. I got to get going. All right, you guys.
Here's the QR code one more time to add Yulia on Facebook.
If you made a donation and you are not following Yulia on Facebook, do so now so that you can see the seniors that they help, and she'll give you a shout out as well. So I'm going to send that money off to them. It'll be going to them now. It's early in the morning in Ukraine. So they'll be purchasing those groceries today and delivering that food today. So sweet deliveries made today because of you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Love Witch, for joining me. What a special treat. I love hanging out.
Always so happy to be here.
Yeah, I love hanging out with you. And the rest of you, I love hanging out with you too. All the people that were just sitting, hanging out and watching. We appreciate you guys as well. Just hanging out, having fun, talking about tarot and magic. It's a good time. All right, we'll see you next week, same time. Don't forget, if you would like to, let's put up the spellsquad.com link. One last thing. You can join me right before this for the Live Magic Q&A Tea Party. It takes place every Sunday, except for the first Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. If you sign up here, you'll not only get the link to join me and hang out and ask questions about magic. This is a private Zoom room that we meet in for an hour every Sunday. You'll also get a free book, 7 Secrets to Supercharge Your Spell Work. And so I would love to have you join me. So come on down, get it while it's free. Free stuff is good stuff. I love free stuff. All right, everybody, have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next week. Have a great week. And thank you again for all of your support and help for people of Ukraine. All right. Bye.
Hi, everyone.